So, there's this massive energy deal going down in Nigeria, and it's signaling a huge shift from one of Africa's
number
most
at the heart of it
important
all. $510 million. That is the price that Shell and Agip are paying to go deeper on their investment in one of Nigeria's most critical offshore assets. You have to ask, what does a price tag like that tell us about the value they see here?
So, what are the real-world consequences of a deal this big? I mean, how does it actually affect oil production, the national economy, and Nigeria's standing in the whole global energy market? Let's get into it.
All right, first things first. Let's break down the handshake itself. Who are the key players here, and what exactly is being exchanged in this high-stakes agreement?
The transaction is actually pretty straightforward. You've got TotalEnergies on one side, and they're selling their 12.5% stake. And who's buying? Shell and Agip, who, by the way, are already partners in the Bonga Oilfield. So this move is really all about consolidating their control over this massive offshore operation.
And this is a really crucial point. This wasn't just some corporate maneuver happening in a boardroom. The deal got the official stamp of approval from the Nigerian government, which tells you that this move aligns perfectly with the nation's own strategic interests.
Okay, so we know who did the deal. But that just brings up an even bigger question. Why this specific asset? What on earth makes a 12.5% stake in the Bonga Oilfield worth over $500 million? Let's take a closer look.
So what is it about Bonga? What makes it such a prized possession in the high-stakes game of offshore oil production? I can tell you, it's not just any old patch of ocean.
The reason is simple. It's one of the country's most productive offshore fields. And in the oil industry, productive is the magic word. It means higher output, and it means a more reliable return on your investment. This isn't a gamble on what might be there. It's a solid investment in proven performance.
So, a major deal for a major asset. Now we get to the really interesting part, the consequences. What is this $510 million investment actually supposed to achieve? Let's trace the ripple effect, starting with the immediate impact.
Think of it like a chain reaction. First, Shell and Agip strengthen their operational control over the field. That increased control is then expected to lead directly to step 2, a boost in oil production. That success then sends a powerful signal of confidence out to international investors. And all of this culminates in the final and most important step, contributing to Nigeria's overall economic stability.
You know, the economic goals here go way beyond just barrels of oil. Sure, an increase in output could directly improve Nigeria's foreign exchange inflows, which is huge. But more importantly, a deal of this size acts as this massive vote of confidence. It signals to the entire world that the country's oil sector is a stable, solid place to invest.
Now, let's zoom out for a second. A deal this big doesn't happen in a vacuum, right? It's a key piece in a much larger game. Let's connect the dots and see exactly how this fits into Nigeria's broader national strategy for its most critical industry.
At its core, Nigeria is playing a two-part strategy. The first goal is to attract new investment, to bring fresh capital into the country. The second goal is to maintain, and ideally grow, the output from its existing vital assets. This Bonga deal? It's a perfect example of both of those goals firing at the exact same time.
And ultimately, that's the key takeaway. This is not a random event. It's a clear, deliberate move by both the companies and the Nigerian government to shore up and invest in the future of an industry that is absolutely critical to the nation's economy. It's all about securing stability and ensuring that growth continues. But this leaves us with one final question. You know, the world's focus on energy is slowly but surely shifting. So in that context, is doubling down on a major oil field the right blueprint for Nigeria's future? It's a move that absolutely secures short-term stability, but what does it signal for the long journey ahead?